Ba 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 da da ba ba na ba 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 da 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 ba ba da 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 da. We are done with the orange fucking islands. That's right. We can preserve our sanity for a little bit more. And Tracy's gone forever. Welcome to another episode of Poke Bears.
Yes. The final Poke Bears episode of the second season.
I am Nick.
And I am Forrest.
And neither of us are Tracy, or really ever have to deal with him ever again.
Yay! Fuck that character. He's gone now.
He is. So, you want to go ahead, just get right into it. Final three episodes.
Get these final 3 episodes out of the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Just so y'all know, we're just gonna do 3 episodes. Keep it short. Then next week's probably gonna be like a top 5.
We're gonna do a consensus on the top 5 and worst 5 episodes of this season because
I can't pick 10 good episodes.
No, there's not 10 good episodes out of this season. Even picking 10 bad episodes out of the season because so many of these episodes fall in like the same category of badness.
Meh.
Yeah. Like, we didn't have many 3.5 or 4-star episodes, but we also didn't have very many 1 or 1.5. Actually, we only had one 1-star episode.
Oh,
this
shit.
entire season.
That might change.
Yeah, otherwise, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, episode number 116, The Underground Roundup.
The Underground Roundup. Yeah.
So this episode gives us a Clint Eastwood motherfucker to spend the day named Poncho. Weird name, but whatever.
And he has like 20 Diglets in a Dugtrio. I don't know how he carries that. Like, my theory is that you're allowed to have more than 1 Pokemon on you, more than 6 Pokemon on you, if you specifically only use them for wrangling or for not battling.
So, like, utility Pokemon?
Utility Pokemon.
Yeah, I need these, 50 Mankey to help me plow my field. I don't know why Mankey, but that sounds weird, but anyway.
Like, it's probably before the Poke Rider in Sun and Moon. Like, that's the equivalent of that.
Exactly, yeah.
But let's go ahead and start in the beginning.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the episode, the narrator says, well, after freeing Lapras, they're on this island where coincidentally there's a ferry that goes right to Pallet Town.
So why the fuck did we spend 3 and more episodes going by blimp from some random ass place in Kanto to the Orange Islands? Why didn't they just take the fucking ferry from Pallet Town to
the Orange Island?
Hamilton Island or whatever the fuck it's called.
Hamilton Island.
It was Hamiltown. I don't know. Start with an H. Mark Hamill would probably be pretty comfortable there.
I have no idea. I do know that Ash was to get home to his mama so she can make him a deep dish chili dog pizza pot pie.
Yes, this is the first time he mentions that.
The first time he's ever mentioned it. It has piqued my curiosity. I want to try this deep dish chili dog pizza pot pie.
See, that just sounds disgusting to me. It just sounds like Ash's mom has given up.
I feel
like, fine, Ash, have whatever you fucking want. In fact, you know what? And then she clears the fucking counter off. Have that! Have this fucking deep dish chicken pot pie bullshit. Because I give up. By the way, Professor Oak is your father.
I feel like maybe Delia is a little bit on the slow side, and she just makes random shit and calls it food. That would make sense to me. It would also explain why.
It would be hereditary.
It would also explain why she doesn't know that Ash isn't a twin, or why costumes aren't things that make you a twin.
They're in a fucking town that's being terrorized by Electrode.
Yeah, it's completely deserted. It has dirt roads for some fucking reason.
With really modern buildings.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Maybe the Electrodes exploded the road.
I guess that's possible.
I don't know why they didn't explode the buildings at all, but
so what they do with all that extra concrete that was lying around then after that? After
they obliterated that concrete.
It turned into dust?
Yeah.
Okay. Ash and crew, this was like a 4-minute scene. They get to like this... Oh, they get to the building where the ferry is, and then like... They're like, oh, there's no one here for like 4 minutes.
And then they're like...
Before Togepi walks away. Even though Misty was staring at Togepi for like 20 seconds. We watched her stare at Togepi for like 20 seconds. And then next shot, Togepi's walking away. And I'm like, how did you miss that, Misty? How did you miss that?
We've said this before. She's a terrible mother.
She is. She is. And Togepi finds a Voltorb, and that gets the ball rolling.
Nice. Now, to give this episode credit, I was in the middle of writing Stupendous, another missing Togepi, and then they found Togepi, and I was like, oh, okay. So then...
Yeah, but they still had to have Togepi go missing for however long a period of time for there to be any kind of plot development in this episode.
Yeah. Would have been better if...
Why didn't they go into the building and there were a bunch of Electrode in the building? And they started blowing up the building.
I don't know, man.
That would have given some immediacy to the situation, wouldn't it?
It would.
They run outside. So they run outside the bunch of Electrode. Ash has to check his Pokedex because he's only seen Voltorb and Electrode like 50 times.
Hey! It's been a couple of episodes, probably a couple of weeks. Ash does a lot of shit, man. He can't keep all this stuff straight. It's traumatizing. Maybe he's hoping the Pokedex will offer a solution onto how to avoid explosions.
Well, it certainly doesn't tell him that, so they walk around on tiptoes, and then the Electrodes start exploding, and then...
They start exploding because they're walking very, very, like, quietly, like, trying to not offset them.
Oh, yeah.
And then a gust of wind knocks over a sign, and Ash says, that's a bad sign. And then the Electrodes start exploding.
You know, you gotta give the writers this. Their pun game was on point for these 3 episodes.
For this episode, yes, it was. I think it was a little weak in the next 2. Or maybe just from Team Rocket, it was a little weak.
From Team Rocket, Team Rocket was super weak in all 3 of these, actually.
Yeah.
Except for that one scene.
Except for the third one.
But we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
So as the Electrode is exploding, they're all somehow not dying, and then they hear Clint Eastwood say, hey! I actually don't know what he does.
He sends out Diglett, and they dig little holes around around the Electrode, and that sends the Electrode down. And then, this is important, they still explode while they're down in the holes.
They do?
Yes, they do. When they get down there, they still go, and they still blow up.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Yes.
Oh.
That was why I was like, what is... The whole point of this is, like, this guy wants to...
He makes a tunnel from the town to, like, a whole prairie where the Electrode can not explode.
Right.
And not be clustered.
Okay, so we need to get into the specifics of why this whole thing doesn't make any sense. The only other thing is you gotta know is that Team Rocket appears, and I guess the mayor of the town, off-screen, like...
Had hired
them to get rid of the Electrode
quicker than Poncho was hired to.
Yeah, because Poncho was taking a sweet-ass time because he said it'll take several days to get them all out of there, even though by the end of the episode, it happens in just a couple minutes.
He does it, like, immediately.
Yeah, it happens, like, immediately.
Maybe Team Rocket exploded in a Voltorb and Electrode, so that way he could just finish it that afternoon.
Did they ever explain why there were so many Electrode in the town?
Yes, they did.
What did they say?
But it was inaccurate.
What did they say?
So, there was a scientist dude researching on how to have Pokemon produce electricity. The Voltorb escaped. It eventually evolved into Electrode. The Electrode started multiplying. I don't know where the Ditto was that helped them do that, because you need a Ditto in order to breed Electrode, but whatever.
Electrode doesn't just reproduce asexually. Like, it doesn't just... There goes another Voltorb.
Now, granted, this was before breeding mechanics were introduced, so it's possible they could produce asexually.
That is true.
But still, like, yeah, the Electrode just kind of start multiplying because...
Reasons.
Shenanigans. And so because they're in a town, they're all, like, clustered together and they're uncomfortable.
And that makes them want to explode. So the entire town has been evacuated. I guess no one in this town ever had any Pokemon or Pokeballs to alleviate the situation in any way.
No.
Like, not one fucking person in the entire town could help get rid of the
Apparently
fucking
Pokemon
Electro.
trainers are really fucking rare.
Really fucking rare in the Orange Islands. Maybe that's why Ash won. Drake isn't that strong. He's just the only fucker there who has Pokemon.
Like 6 respectable Pokemon.
Yeah. This...
2 total trainers who have more than 2 Pokemon.
Yeah. What the fuck?
God.
The Clint Eastwood character, who was the best part of this episode, but also his whole thing didn't kind of make sense. Because, like, his design is pretty cool, and he's inspired by Clint Eastwood, and he talks like this the entire time. It's really cool.
I'm Batman.
You called him Western Batman, I thought that
I
was
did,
funny.
yeah.
But then he's like, these people are just going to explode the electrode and then capture them. And I'm like, sounds like a sound strategy.
No, it's bullshit. Because whenever you try and catch an Alolan Graveler that uses explosion, you can't catch it after. It's fainted and goes away. How come Team Rocket's able to catch them? Bullshit.
I agree. I agree that is bullshit. But Team Rocket's strategy is we're going to make all the electrode explode and then pick them up and put them in this truck. And, I mean, I don't know why they don't just fucking use Pokeballs, but... That being said, their strategy is still sound, and, like, it makes sense, and it's honestly fair. Like, let them explode the electrode, that makes them faint, then they can capture them. They've captured the Pokemon. They're wild Pokemon. I don't understand why Ash and crew are like, those devils are capturing wild Pokemon, only we can do that.
It is an overpopulation issue, too. It's not like they're endangered or anything.
Exactly. If anything, Team Rocket is actually helping. I don't understand the point of this episode.
Because exploding hurts them.
But they're going to explode anyway.
Yeah.
So either they explode on their own or Team Rocket explodes them. So I don't I don't get.
I think the ideal with Clint Eastwood's plan, Poncho's plan, is that they don't explode. The electrode that had exploded underground, those were like the exception. Those were a few. Most of them just happily roll underground or hop underground for whatever the fuck reason.
Yeah, that is true.
To the prairie.
That is true.
But that is an issue I have with. Don't electrode eat electricity?
Yeah.
They're gonna starve out in a prairie.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for them to be out in a prairie where there's like no electrical environment. If anything, they're gonna cause all this kind of weird electrical shit happen.
Like
right?
Like send them to like a magnetic mountain or something.
Yeah, or like the original plan was to use the electrode to make a power plant and power the city. Why not do that? That's a win-win.
Because how do you feed the electrode?
You feed them poke food.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have any? What else you got for this one?
I got a lot actually.
You got a lot. I had a lot of notes too. One of my notes is just this episode is stupid.
Why did James clear his throat during the Team Rocket anthem?
It was weird that they included that. I don't know. What was that supposed to be, like a character thing? I don't get it. It didn't mean anything.
I mean, Team Rocket will every once in a while do random add-ons to their anthem just to make it different, but the clearing throat thing just seems like
it felt like it was an accident on the part of the voice actor, and they just kept it in.
Like if they were capturing an Exploud and he had to clear his throat because they had to enunciate, that'd be clever.
Yeah,
but
that would be. Yeah.
Electrode,
it didn't come from anything. Yeah. And that's nitpicky, but still.
I'm just gonna breeze through these notes because I'm getting tired of this episode.
Right. The one really good part was when he had the Dugtrio and a Pokeball under his hat.
Oh, that was fantastic.
That was awesome.
That was the best thing ever.
It was weird, but it was great. It was weird.
My signature Pokemon is on my head. You know what happens when that happens? Bad Sentence by Misty. Yeah. When Team Rocket was in the middle of capturing the electrode.
Yeah. Voltorb had a different cry at the end of the episode.
It's because it was happy.
I'm not buying it.
It was a happy Voltorb.
I'm not buying it.
Its voice was higher pitched, and it's like,
in the earlier part of the episode, it sounded like a droid from the Star Wars prequels, and at the end of the episode, it says like, Voltorb.
Yeah. Suck it. I don't know.
Suck it.
Yeah, the electrode don't roll down, despite being fucking balls. the tunnel.
Yeah.
When
they don't roll, they hop.
They hop.
They hop.
And then
weird.
but then the Diglett do carry them up the hill, which that makes sense. Ash asks Poncho if he wants to come with them. And that would be the best fucking thing for them ever.
Yes, because Poncho was easily the best part of this episode.
Poncho is the best part of this episode, and of the four of them, he's the one with the most,
interesting design,
best personality.
He could kick the shit out of Tracy.
And he just has a whole bunch of, Digletts and Dugtrios, and that's just great, because it's don't ask me about my Pokemon, I just use them for, utility. But, I can use them. It's great. 2 more. As Poncho is waving them goodbye on the ship.
He has a Diglett in his hat.
He has a Diglett on top of his
his hat.
So where is the rest of Diglett's body? Is it just under the hat, and now he has a hole in his hat? Or is the Diglett... and also, is the Diglett just burrowed into his skull now? Is he a Diglett that controls a human body? Did Poncho just die in front of them? And all they do is wave to him? A whole bunch of people just came back to the island. Now Poncho's Digletts are going to take over their bodies. Maybe it's a good thing Poncho didn't come with them, or else Ash and crew would die. And then the show would be over.
Oh my god.
And then last note. Fuck off Jigglypuff.
Oh god, I forgot Jigglypuff kept showing...
Jigglypuff is just on the boat randomly for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Sure, it was on the ocean before, and it could have drifted there. But no! Fuck off!
How many Voltorbs do you give this episode, Nick?
I actually gave it 3 Voltorbs.
Really?
Yeah, because Clint Eastwood's character was really good, as a character of the day. The plot did move, despite it kind of repeating, the points of, the Electrode are going to explode.
Yeah.
But it kept pace, though. It was still moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. The pacing wasn't too bad. I liked Poncho, and I liked the world-building stuff.
And the only things that, I had gripes with was Jigglypuff at the end, the last 5 seconds. The fact that there's apparently a ferry to Palatown, which that's just a writing thing that they should have thought out of before, not necessarily because of this episode.
I had so many nitpicky, plot-holy, problems with this episode. So much of this episode, I just kept going, why does it matter, if the Electrode faint, you know? How come no one else in the town had any Pokemon or Pokeballs to help capture them or defeat them? So much of this episode didn't make any sense to me, and so I gave it 1.5 Voltorbs.
Wow.
I really didn't. I was angry more than I was invested in any part of the story. I was more annoyed than I was happy or excited or interested.
Let me argue against the explosion thing, just to clarify, because I don't think the episode could have done a better job of this. But they don't want the Electrode to explode because every time they explode, they're fucking damaging the town. The town is going to be ruined if they just explode constantly. If Team Rocket was going to explode each one of those Electrode, the town would be desolated.
Yeah, but that's not the reason they gave. The reason they gave in the episode was that it hurts the Electrode. And my thing is, what does it matter if, the Electrode are exploding by someone else or on their own? They're still exploding. Because, that's just the reason that they gave in the episode. Plus, Team Rocket could have just captured them like they were doing. And then Ash and Misty and all them were doing that thing they always do where if Team Rocket's doing anything, they have a problem with it, even if, it's completely fair that they...
Oh, they're feeding starving children.
Yeah.
We can't let that happen.
I know. Those Team Rocket bastards. Well, look them over there having a picnic. Let's go fuck them up.
Ash sends that Charizard in and burns their picnic.
Burn them to the ground, Charizard. Drown them.
Drown them in flames.
Next episode?
Yeah, next episode.
Okay. Episode number 117, the second to last episode of the Orange Island series.
That's a weird name for them to name that episode.
It's called the tent situation.
Oh, okay.
You dingus.
The second to last episode of the Orange Island League. Let me just start things off by my first note. God damn it, Jigglypuff!
Yep.
Because Jigglypuff makes an appearance.
But that's all?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Like, that's all Jigglypuff's been doing for, like, the last, like...
Almost this whole season.
Yeah,
with the exception of a couple times when she actually sang, she hasn't done anything, just appeared.
The only times she's done anything was the Snorlax episode, and then the very beginning of the Orange Islands.
In that fuck-ass episode, especially.
Oh my god, fuck that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that right in the ass.
My first note is Pikachu is aggressively happy in this scene.
It was aggressively happy.
In the part of the episode where they're going to Palatown for the first time, Pikachu's smile is just unreal. And then we get to Ash's mom's house, and he opens the door, and from the next room we hear...
Ash, is that you?
And we both thought it was Professor Oak.
But no.
No.
It was the Savior. It was Brock. He
Hooray!
returns. Oh god, Brock.
Oh, Brock, we have missed you. I didn't know what we had, Brock. I didn't know what we had. I thought you were boring.
Yeah.
I thought you were boring, Brock. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you better be.
I'm so sorry. The show made me realize what we had before, and I'm sorry.
You said you were happy he was gone. I will never let you forget that. Because when he's gone, we get the fucking worst.
No. So Brock is like in a maid's apron and doing
Just
his
cooking.
Brocky thing. Yeah, cooking, cleaning, and all that sort of thing. Butting heads with Mr. Mime.
Because Mr. Mime insists on being the slave maid. And then Brock wants to be the slave maid. I don't know why.
It's a very weird dynamic, actually, when you think about it, isn't it?
It is.
That there are two people in Delia's life that all they want to do is cook and clean for her, and one of them happens to be a clown. It's a little unsettling, actually.
A semi-sentient clown.
Can we just move past this?
Let's move past it.
Okay.
My heart is dropping a little bit.
Every time they ask Brock about Professor Ivy, or even mention Professor Ivy's name,
He just gets... He tucks himself, turns blue. It's like, I don't want to talk about it.
like he has PTSD or something. And Misty has an interesting line. She says, Brock always gets this way when this happens.
It's never happened.
This has never happened before. This is the first time. What are you talking about, Misty?
When they find out Brock's like whole new quirk thing, Misty is so angry at Brock. Like if you look at her, like her face is burrowed, and she's like, "Why aren't you with Professor Ivy, huh? Why? We didn't like you. I don't know why. Maybe because now I'm gonna be worse with you here. Damn it! When you weren't here, I was a human being." I just realized that's why she's angry.
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when Brock wasn't there, she had the second best personality of the group.
I think she had the best personality of the group when Brock wasn't there.
Yeah, I would.
Misty became the rational one.
Yeah, I would allow that argument. Yeah.
So Delia comes in and they're like, "Oh hey,
Yep.
Pikachu."
It's pretty funny. She ignores Ash. Goes right to Pikachu.
Completely. Yeah, no. She hates Ash. She hates the fact he had a son.
That's why she keeps sending him away so quickly.
Ash was an unwanted pregnancy.
It makes so much sense, actually. She tells the story of how she came across Brock, and the story is great because apparently, like, Brock was just, like, lying in the middle of the field alone, and she kept stepping on him, and he would be like, "Oh," and she'd be like, "Oh, did you hear that?"
The sound keeps coming from behind me.
And she walks around it, and she just keeps walking in little circles and stepping on him.
I don't know why it was so hilarious, but it was
so funny.
Brock being like,
It was great. It was so funny. I wrote here, Tracy, you're being such a goofus. Shut the fuck up.
It's because he's like, while they're talking to the Delia and all that and catching up, Tracy's like, "Yeah, but it's getting late. Ash, it's getting late. Ash, come on, Professor Oak, yeah." And then Delia says, "Is something wrong, Miss Tracy? Because you're acting like a bitch."
I will say, spoiler alert, I did like this episode, but Tracy almost completely ruined it for me.
Tracy did ruin it for me.
Because Tracy was... I liked it more when he had no personality. They gave him a personality, and it was annoying.
This is what we get when we ask for personality.
I know! I get this now. I get this now, Nick. I'm gonna stop asking for things from this show because every time I do,
it's a devil's contract.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, sure.
What, you don't think Brock's that interesting of a character? You want us to give you someone else? Yeah, we can do that for you. Oh, what, this guy has no personality? Well, we'll give him a personality. There you go. How's that? Because that's exactly what happens.
So then they start heading for Professor Oak because they give in to Tracy's insistence whining. Then we come to Team Rocket, and Meowth is really fucking gung-ho about bringing Giovanni a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no, we gotta bring something to him, or else we're just gonna be fucking losers. And Jesse and James are like, yeah, that's cool. No, it's not! And he's hitting them and, like, being all angry, and I'm like, Meowth, calm down. You should be used to this by now.
I know. Like, all they've done is fail. 116 plus times.
Yep.
More if you include the movies. So they get to Professor Oak's lab, and Tracy's like, Professor Oak! And Oak just completely ignores him.
He asks the Pokemon. He asks Pikachu and Togepi how they're doing before he even regards Tracy as a person.
And it still took a minute to get around to it.
Yeah.
He finally starts talking to Tracy, but he never, is like, oh, hey, how you doing, man?
You got sketches? Okay, yeah, sure. Show them later. Like, come on.
I think Oak just felt bad for Tracy, and that's why he ends up letting him stay with him at the end of this
He gets a tax credit if he hires a mentally disabled person.
Exactly. It's his charity.
Because Oak has no way of knowing that Tracy is not handicapped, because, like, oh,
he seems pretty handicapped, doesn't he?
He does.
He seems pretty handicapped. So, Team Rocket appear, and they cover the building in a tent.
And Brock immediately knows that they're surrounded.
He looks out the window. This is great. Brock looks out the window and is like, they've completely surrounded us in a tent. And Nick is like, how can Brock know they're being surrounded from looking out one window? I was like, well, Brock is very perceptive, Nick. And Nick goes, he has his eyes closed! Which was funny.
Brock just has true sight. He's aware of everything.
He's aware of everything. Perception skills are maxed out.
So, because they're in a tent, Team Rocket has a whole circus motif.
Yep.
And they dress up as, like, the trapeze people first, then clowns, then back to the original uniform. All in 5 seconds.
Fractions of seconds.
So they did 2 costume changes in front of them.
Including makeup on and off.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Team Rocket.
And every time they still ask, even Meowth asks Brock about Professor Ivy, and every time they mention him, Brock goes up to the little trapeze and has a parasol.
He stole James's parasol.
And James like, that's my parasol. So Ash and Team Rocket have a battle.
Ash is about to send a Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
But Muck's like, yeah, Muck. What's that, Muck? Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm Muck and I want to fuck.
Because he does.
Because he does.
He sexually assaults Jesse.
Straight up, man. Like, it's not even subtle.
Like,
I'm sorry, but that's like... Actually, it's pretty brilliant.
At least before with maybe this is coming from a straight man's perspective, but with guys, it just seemed like, he's just, like, being, like, Muck and being cuddly and stuff. But when he does it to a woman, it is more horrifying to
because
me.
The woman was on her back, and he was, like, over her, like, front half.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
It's fucked up, man. So, Muck is doing a pretty good job handling Team Rocket.
Yeah.
And Tracy is all sojo-eyed with Professor Oak saying, "You're such a good trainer, Professor Oak." Oak's did shit. Oak hasn't done a thing. Tracy, you can't let your enamor with him be, like,
creepy
and non-real. Stop projecting these illusions onto Oak.
God, Tracy, you are awful. And then Gary appears, and he's dressed in, like, a cloak or a burqa or something. It's really weird. Like,
it's for the dramatic effect.
I know. He doesn't wear it when he leaves. I didn't understand, like, logistically, what was he doing?
He just came from south to Arctic region. We haven't been to in the games yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Remember this? Jigglypuff goes up to the tent, and then she's like mad.
Because
like,
she
no
can't
reason.
get past the tent.
Yeah.
Like, what were you gonna do?
Yeah.
So a tear rips up in the tent. And I thought at first it was Jigglypuff. Like, what the fuck did Jigglypuff just do? But then it turned out to be the Nidoqueen owned by Gary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how the Nidoqueen just has straight up bear noises.
Yeah. It doesn't say like Nidoqueen. It's just like
like that clip of a bear sound. That like when you hear it in a cartoon or in a TV show.
It's a straight up bear.
A bear.
It's a straight up bear. This show in Mega Punch, Gary has Nidoqueen Mega Punch Team Rocket away. Mm-hmm. And then the last part of the episode is like teasing the fact that Gary and Ash are about to throw down with a Pokemon battle.
Yeah. Oh! When the tent flies off, Jigglypuff flies off with it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. Which thank God they got rid of that fucking annoying piece of shit.
But here's what I... Like, it was with this episode that I wrote the note. Stop fucking tormenting us with images of Jigglypuff.
I know.
Just fucking use it.
Yes.
Like,
if you're gonna have it there, fucking use it.
Like, I don't need to have my heart drop every time I see it and then have it not mean anything.
I know. I mean, preferably keep it far away from this show.
Like, don't put it in the episode at all.
That'd be ideal. But if you're gonna have it in the episode, have it be in the episode. The fuck?
Not that I ever really used it, but now I can like not use Jigglypuff in Super Smash Brothers anymore. Like this, it's because of the show that Jigglypuff's in Super Smash Brothers. I give it 1.5.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this one 3.
Okay.
So, and you know why? I gave it 3 because I laughed. I thought that a lot of the humor in this episode worked. And because of that, like, I couldn't bring myself to give it less than 3.
I laughed too. But that's why I'm really sad about this episode, because I laughed at Brock. But only Brock, really. Like, yeah, like, other characters are like a joke.
Yeah.
But the only thing that brought me joy in this episode was Brock. Tracy was an annoying shitbag.
Tracy, I could have gone my whole life without seeing Tracy in this episode. He was awful.
Jigglypuff had no fucking point.
Yeah,
Team Rocket, this was a weak-ass episode for them. Even their puns were bad.
Yeah, I will give you that.
Everything else in this episode was wrong. It was slow. Like, this could have been... Yeah. This episode and the next episode could have been one episode.
They do that a lot. They make episodes that could be one nice, concise episode, 2 episodes. And I know why they do it. It's because they don't have enough ideas, so they're just going to drag it out as much as they can.
But no, I gave this... Spoiler alert, I gave the next episode 1.5 as well. Because of the same fucking reason. Except it's even worse than the next one. Because the plot ends in the first 5 minutes. And then they like do all their conclusion thing
like
throughout.
15 minutes of... You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Let's move on to the next one. Alright, the final episode of the Orange Islands. Episode number 118.
The Rivalry Revival.
Which... misnomer of misnomers.
Oh, actually, hold on. I have one more note about the last one that I'm just going to put in right here.
Yeah.
Ash doesn't have the home field advantage, though, according to the narrator.
Oh, yeah.
Because Gary's also from fucking Pallet Town.
I thought he said that in this episode.
No, he said it in the last episode, because, like, they were facing off each other.
Yeah.
And the narrator says, will Ash have the home field advantage, or will he be the local loser?
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, you're right about that.
And, Bruce. I'm naming the narrator Bruce. Come on. Step up your game. You've been weak, like, for a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
Back in Kanto, you were pretty good. You commented on the fact it was fucking slow as shit.
Yeah.
You were funny. You were insightful. And now you're getting facts wrong. Like,
it's 'cause
Ash should not be fucking Lorelai.
He slipped into alcoholism, Nick. He doesn't understand what's going on anymore.
I don't know. Maybe now that I'm naming him
drunk.
Maybe now that I'm naming him by his name, Bruce, he'll have responsibility.
He'll have responsibility. We can only hope.
Misty asks Brock if Ash can win against Gary, and Brock has the answer, maybe not.
Well, Brock, those are the two possible outcomes. You are not very helpful.
So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this actual episode now.
Yeah.
118.
Yeah. So it begins with an interesting setup, because it's going to be Ash versus Gary. Finally.
In their first
First
fucking battle
after 117 fucking episodes of the show. The character and his rival, I'm using air quotes obnoxiously, because it's obnoxious that they call him a rival when he's never fought him before. It's the first time in 117 episodes, after 117 episodes, that he's finally going to face off against him.
But it's fucking lame. They use one-on-one rules.
That bothered me so much. Especially since, as you pointed out very correctly, there's in the first quarter of this episode, the plot is done. 5 minutes, the plot is done. You got 15 minutes left to fill. Have a 2-on-2 or a 3-on-3 or... I mean, I know it would take the whole episode, but a 6-on-6 would be great.
And this was a setup. Like, we
know.
had to fucking drudge through the Orange League for something that would be this fucking epic.
I know.
But no, it's a fucking Eevee versus Pikachu. Great. It's Pokemon Yellow all over again.
And
Route 1, Pokemon Yellow.
And Eevee's just on a way higher level, so, I mean, Pikachu tries. It's not a terrible battle, but Eevee does win handily.
I like how cocky Ash was.
It was kind of annoying.
Like...
I was like, in Gary's defense, Ash is being a cocky braggart douche.
Yeah, like, when I say like, I mean fucking hate. Because he's like, I got higher than you in the Pokemon League, and I went to the Orange Islands.
And I got a trophy.
And I wanted Gary to be like, oh, you mean that unofficial battle bullshit? Yeah, no. I was actually training my Pokemon. Do you know what that is? It means leveling them up. Fuck off. Which he kind of does as he walks away.
He does. He's waving, but you know.
He does a single wave. He just needs to put like 3 of his 4 fingers down and then grip the thumb. And he's like, yep.
See ya, Ash. You loser.
Smell you later.
Motherfucker. I wrote down, what? 1-on-1? No. Full teams of 6. It's one of the most disappointing moments, honestly, in the entire show so far.
It's the 8th gym battle all over again.
It so is!
Why Pikachu? Ash just saw he had a Nidoqueen.
Yeah.
Gary could have been a dick, and I would have applauded him for this. He could have just sent out Nidoqueen and be like, okay, yeah. Go ahead and use Thunder. Sure, okay, fuck off. Earthquake. Bye, Ash. Don't know why you agreed to 1-on-1, but okay.
Jesus Christ. I wrote down also, Eevee had, it sounded like he had hooves instead of...
See, if you look under its feet, it's actually very horrifying because it does have little tiny hooves on each of its feet. It has 4 hooves where the pad should be.
Because that's what it sounded like. So that's it. Like, the plot of the episode, 5 minutes in, it's done.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, well, now what? And the next shot is, like, Ash sitting on a rock, just like, I'm bored.
I'm upset.
I got nothing to do.
And then Misty asks Ash if he wants to know where Gary is. And then he's like, why do I care? Where? And then he's going to Johto. Johto? What is this mysterious place? I know nothing of Johto. What? There's a whole fucking region right next to Kanto? How did I not hear about this before? My geography skills suck!
How did he not hear about this?
I don't know.
How is this new information for Ash?
See, this is the Pokemon world, where Pokemon trainers explicitly only know about Pokemon, not about the surrounding politics or geography.
Oh my god.
So, Brock decides he's going to come with them, so that way Ash can go because he noticed Ash was lazy, or Misty said Ash was being lazy ever since the Orange League championship. Ash never trained with Brock. In fact, he did kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, the one time Ash trained was with Bruno, and it was because of Brock's encouragement. Like, no, please, train with Bruno.
Yeah, but he trained him physically, not his Pokemon.
Yeah, shit. Then, yeah. I don't know what difference Brock would make other than being actually useful, like cooking and sitting.
I mean, that might be a good thing.
Yeah, so
have personality, bring a.
But Brock should not say
modicum of charisma.
Brock should not say Ash can go back to training because neither he or Tracy helped with that. But whatever. I'm glad to have Brock back.
So Professor Oak is trying to crack the mystery of the GS ball, and he's like, "Well, I didn't expect it to be so difficult." And I was like, "Did you think Professor Ivy is a hack?
Like, she just sitting on her ass?"
Yeah, like what? He's just punching numbers to a computer. I'm like, don't. She tried to buzzsaw the thing open. Come on, man.
Like, I like how the computer just displayed a whole bunch of question marks.
I know.
Like,
that's what computers do.
It doesn't say error. I think it's I don't fucking know. Oh shit! What's the context?
What?
Professor Oak is talking to Ash and the gang.
Yeah.
And he's wagging his finger.
Yes, I don't know what the context is, but the
oh my god, that finger wag! It was like weirdly animated, like so smoothly.
Compared to the rest of the show, especially.
Like like it was animated in. It looks like it was modern.
I know.
Like it was a modern animation instead of like 1999.
And it didn't like match the context of what he was saying at all, too. That was the other weird thing about it.
Like, he's wagging his finger, but he's happy about, like...
Yeah, he's saying, like, other stuff, like, I gotta go to Johto now, or whatever.
Johto, great. You'll speak to Kurt.
Yeah, I think that's what...
Drop off the GS ball.
Yeah, Kurt was ugly.
Oh, yeah, Kurt's an ugly motherfucker.
He is. It's so sad. I always thought he was just, like, a guy. So the rest of this episode is just people kind of piddling around, eating dinner, and...
Oak is a wind god.
Oak is a wind god. He summons wind through the...
Through the winds of change! And then a window fucking bursts open and wind just goes through.
Attention!
And
this is God! I heard you, Oak! Here's some wind for you!
Woo! I like how God speaks through a megaphone.
You're welcome.
Oh, hey, Forrest. Welcome back.
Thanks.
God was just here. Spoke through a megaphone. I don't know why.
And then there was another really good part when oh my god, this part was hilarious when Meow's telling them, "All right, guys, look sharp." He has his claw out, and James looks at it and goes, "Yup, that's sharp, all right."
Meow's like, "Fuck off! Stop punning!" And then he scratches his face.
Best joke they've had in a long time.
Yeah,
that was so funny.
That joke was great.
That was a great. They had one other really good gag though. They're gonna set up the whole Team Rocket like banner and shit and a stage.
Because they're gonna steal Gary's Pokemon,
but they set up on the wrong road.
Because Gary, like as they're doing the whole spiel, Gary's just walking calmly, like, and the camera like pans from like forward and then backward, and the road split.
And then we see Meow's like in a spring contraption, just hanging around.
Spring me out of the spring.
And they're just like, well, guess we gotta put our shit away now. Damn it. That was the best part of this episode.
That was. I didn't write any notes
that
after.
means it's a bad episode because that was the best part.
That was the last note I had. Which means that...
After that, it's just like, they have dinner. Team Rocket comes in and does a... bullshit, and they seal him with a camera, and then they go out, and then Tracy does something, and he sends out Scyther, and puts the camera open.
So the Scyther gets to show off its weakness once more by doing one slash.
And then it's about to die.
And then Meryl water guns them away. And Tracy's desperate attempt for them to make an impression, and for the audience to please remember him.
I hope we won't. Except... to remember how bad of a character he was.
I remember Tracy from my childhood to this day. I just did not remember like his personality. So what I'm guessing is, because we're reviewing this, we will remember Tracy.
Oh yeah, we will. We remember all the bad and annoying and forgettable characters because that's part of our show.
Yeah, and Tracy was in 30 of them.
Woof. What'd you give this episode, Nick? How
many
1.5 Voltorbs? Yeah. I was going to give it 3, but then, as you pointed out, nothing, like, the plot is over 5 minutes in. And the rest is just time filler.
A send away.
Yeah. And,
like, a really long-winded send away.
I will say there were some good humorous moments in this episode as well, but I'm going to give it 2, because I was never angry or in pain while watching this episode. It's just incredibly disappointing. This should have been Ash versus Gary for half of it, and the other half you could have had a nice send away for Ash to the new league.
Yep.
That's what it should have been. You could have combined last episode and this episode, had a bigger battle between Gary and Ash. Maybe Team Rocket interrupts the battle, but Gary's strong-ass Pokemon bash Team Rocket away, and he still wins. And that still would have got your point across that Ash needs to train more and Gary's better.
You know, it'd be great if that happened, and Gary's final move to Ash, in order for him to win, is the same move that blasts off Team Rocket.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like I could do
again.
two things at once.
We just wrote a better episode than what they gave us.
Yeah.
And this was a 2-parter. It didn't need to be a 2-parter. What they want to do, they want to have a 2-parter so they could bring back Brock and get rid of Tracy and not be it so jarring. But let it be jarring. Tracy's a terrible character.
I will give them the credit that, yeah, go ahead. A slow transition from Tracy to Brock back to Brock is fine. I just wish that, like, they did that before. So Tracy is just going to hang out at Professor Oak's, and that's established. And then Gary and Ash battle it out for longer than 5-minute fight.
Yeah.
Between 1-on-1.
Pokemon anime thrill as we have a epic battle between 2 rivals. For the first time, 117 episodes in, it lasts 5 minutes. And then we got nothing to do for 15 minutes, so...
Jokes! We got him!
Thrill, the Pokemon anime has jokes!
I like how... Or, no, I don't... why am I saying I like how? I don't like... Gary's Eevee has a terrible moveset.
Well, it was Skull Bash,
Reflect,
double team.
Skull Bash and Takedown.
I don't remember using Takedown, but yeah, that's a terrible
His
moveset.
Takedown missed when Ash's Pikachu used Agility. I would have also applauded it if it was just 1-on-1, and in one move, Eevee just destroys Pikachu.
That would have made sense, too. I actually was expecting that. I was expecting a one-hit knockout. Since the moment they said 1-on-1, I was like, oh, it's just going to be a one-hit knockout.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when it wasn't. So if they weren't going to do that, I don't understand why they didn't just have a 3-on-3 battle or whatever.
I mean, what are the 3 Pokemon Ash would send out? Charizard, Pikachu, and...
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, Bulbasaur. Versus Blastoise, Eevee, Nidoqueen?
Yeah. Shit, that would have been a halfway decent battle.
Pokemon of the day!
Are you ready for the final Pokemon of the week for the Orange Island series?
I mean, they're not really region specific, so sure, I guess, yeah.
That's true. So are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 325.
324.
Oh, that's the number you're picking, right. That makes sense. All right, Nick. Are you ready?
No.
It's Hitmonchan! Yay!
Yay! You know, the only reason I used Hitmonchan is because I had it, because I used it to breed.
That's the only reason why you used it?
Yeah.
Hey, Hitmonchan's cool.
Yeah.
He's a boxer.
Okay.
He has always sort of sucked.
Yeah.
But he has been better in later generations.
Has he?
Not by a lot, but he has been better. I think he is in a tier lower than his other 2 evolutionary relatives, which I think is bullshit because you can do a halfway decent Hitmonchan set.
I think his peak generation was probably 4.
Right when the special split happened.
Right when the special split happened.
Because in the first generation, back before I really understood special versus physical attacks, I'd be like, I'm gonna make him use Fire Punch and Thunder Punch.
And then it would do like
nothing.
10 damage, super effective.
Yeah, and I'd be like, this sucks. This thing really fucking blows. Now, at least, with like Iron Fist and Life Orb, like he can hit pretty fucking hard. And that Mach Punch with Life Orb and...
But he doesn't hit fucking hard, though.
He can hit pretty hard.
Yeah, but like
if you need like a Life Orb or something, or a setup move.
Give any other fighting Pokemon a Life Orb, and a lot of them have Iron Fist, they punch way harder than Hitmonchan does.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hitmonchan really needs something else going for him.
Like, Hitmonchan has the defense and special defense, but Hitmonlee has the special defense, and Hitmontop has the whole rapid spin support, and Hitmonlee is like the actual offensive one. Hitmonchan is... Man, these episodes really got me down.
I'm sorry, man.
Like, I like the design of Hitmonchan, but...
Hitmonchan's design is
right
cool.
now, I don't have the patience for it.
His battle animation is pretty cool, too, in later generations. He looks like he's going to hit you really hard.
Like he is doing the whole boxing stance.
Yep, he is pretty cool. His abilities outside of Iron Fist blow.
What are they?
Keen Eye. And Inner Focus. Inner Focus is...
A fighting type standard.
Yeah, but it's a good ability. I like the ability. I don't like flinching.
Yeah,
but
how often do you flinch? Fake Out and then the occasional rock
variants.
slide?
Yeah, air slash.
Air slash.
Yeah.
But you're good. Probably if you're facing a Pokemon that uses air slash, chances are you're gonna die anyway.
And if you're facing against Pokemon who has rock slide, you're probably okay, because it's a rock type Pokemon.
Yeah.
And he resists rock. Iron Head, maybe. But again, if it's probably a steel type Pokemon, so you're going to hit it anyway.
Fine, yeah.
Shit, yeah. Oh, man, poor Hitmonchan. I don't dislike Hitmonchan, but man, he needs something else going for him.
He does.
Let's look at his stats. Let's look at
the stats.
All right, so his HP stat is
50.
Oh, man. Hitmonchan, what the fuck, man? Base 50?
Yeah.
Okay, but his special defense and defense are both halfway decent. So
his special defense is good. His defense is decent.
So maybe if you did a max HP, max special defense set with an Assault Vest, Drain Punch, Power Punch, Mach Punch, and some other coverage move, you could do okay. As a special defensive attacker.
You're not going to do a lot of damage.
No, you're not.
If you don't invest any stats in attack.
Even without any investment in attack, you're probably still going to hit like
105 base.
All right, so its defensive stat is going to be 99 at level 50, and 162 at... that's a pretty decent special defense. His HP really leaves a lot to be desired.
157.
God, his HP is literally the thing that keeps him from being a pretty good Pokemon.
Like if he had like
if his
70 HP.
Yeah, even 70 HP, like then you could do max special defense, max attack, because Adamant without just minimal investment in attack at level 50 is 138. That's barely less than something that's really gonna hit hard and do damage, unfortunately.
Yeah. I gave my Hitmonchan a weird stat spread.
Why? What's his?
So maximum attack, and then I think I split speed and defense.
That would sort of make sense, yeah. Since defense is one of his stats that he needs help
in. Because you don't need to invest in special defense.
No. Especially if you're going for like a bulky-ish sweeper.
Bulky-ish. Yeah, I think that's what I had in mind.
Yeah, like a sweeper who's gonna hang around for a minute, maybe.
Let's go ahead and talk about my Hitmonchan since we're on his stats. So first of all, his name is Saitama.
Oh, that's a great name.
Thank you.
But I don't think he really fits
He
it.
is not fitted at all.
like-
But he punches and
The
thought
heart
was-
is there.
yeah.
The heart is there.
he if he could, that's his dream. It's to be able to one punch man things. And I gave him an expert belt because I don't know. Other
Expert
Pokemon
belt
probably
make-
have better options. And
Expert
with
belt
his
makes
move
sense.
variety, it's a lot
Yeah, that-
because he's got Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Bullet Punch, and Close Combat.
Yeah, he gets decent coverage thanks to being able to get all the elemental punches.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something he has going for him. So an expert belt does make sense.
Yeah.
I think Life Orb is a little bit better of an option because you're getting more damage output that way. Because
to more Pokemon.
exactly, maximum attack and maximum. Let's see, maximum attack with if you add Iron Fist to the attack stat and a Life Orb, it gets into like to the 200s at level 50 for his attack stat.
His attack is 238, but he's on level 70. So
I was about to say,
Yeah.
he can't be on level 50. Yeah, my Hitmonchan is probably almost exactly the same as yours. Mach Punch, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and Ice Punch.
Okay, so your priority is the fighting, and then taught him the 3 elemental punches.
Yeah. Priority move and then elemental punches. I think I usually give him Life Orb. It hits pretty hard if it's super effective. With Life Orb and Iron Fist backing it up, yeah, it'll hit pretty hard if it's super effective. Kinda needs to be super effective.
Because otherwise it's going to live.
Yeah.
I think you knocked out my Hitmonchan in one hit. When
I
used
did.
it. Yeah.
It was my Ninjask one-hit KO'd it.
Fuck that ninja.
Without any of... I don't think I had set up a Swords Dance yet. So it was just one unboosted aerial ace.
Jesus.
Well, stab, but still.
From a Ninjask, whose attack is
Yeah.
like what? 100?
Not
tops?
amazing, yeah. Not amazing. What do you like about... do you like his shiny design?
I like the fists. I don't like the body.
Yeah. Body looks stupid. It's like green. It looks like someone puked on him.
Like he's just sick.
Yes. He looks ill.
Like he's poisoned in a cartoon. Which I guess he is in a cartoon. So, yeah.
He learns the most priority moves, increased priority moves out of all Pokemon by level up with 6.
So,
Do you have anything else from Hitmonchan? Like, he's a punching guy. That's what he does.
you ever see that meme where Hitmonchan's first generation sprite just looks like a Togekiss staring at a Doduo as it poops?
Yeah.
It's funny. I rated... I rated 2. I don't hate it, but...
Oh, I don't hate it.
I don't like it.
I don't hate it. I don't dislike it either. I just... In order for it to be more viable, it needs...
A boost. An evolution.
An evolution would be great. He either needs to be way faster, hit just a little bit harder, or a little bit bulkier.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a higher HP stat would solve most of his problems.
Now, do we want to cheat and talk about him on Lee and him on top at the same time? No?
Nah, we didn't with Volbeat.
Because I hate Volbeat, and I know I just want to spread out the misery.
I think they're different enough. They're not like Nidoqueen and Nidoking, which
That's
are
true.
super similar. So
Okay, I'll give you that.
they're
That'll give you.
completely different types of Pokemon. Okay, cool.
Oh, wait. Remember the cry that I always forget to do? Hitmonchan. That's what it sounds like in the anime. Which is a pretty good job. I like that's the voice I would give it. Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan.
I'm not even gonna try.
Oh, come on. That's half the fun.
Okay, fine. Hitmonchan.
There we go. That was good.
Thank you.
Little bit of name trivia also while I'm thinking about it.
Named after Jackie Chan.
Named after Jackie Chan in English. But in Japan, it's named after like a Japanese boxing guy whose name I don't know because I don't know his name.
Oh, it's under the trivia section for Hitmonchan.
Yeah. Read the trivia.
His name origin in Japanese, his name is Iba Waller. Iba Waller. And it's derived from Hiroyuki Ibahara.
Oh, there we go.
Hiroyuki Ibahara.
Hitmonchan with slightly more charisma than Tracy.
So does the microphone that we use, Nick. All right, Nick. So do you want to just kind of give some overall thoughts about the Orange Islands to wrap this up?
No, but I suppose I have to.
Well, if you really don't want to. Oh, that's the wrong one.
No, I mean, I do. It would be cathartic.
Okay. So, the Orange Islands. They were such a good series of episodes.
Forrest, I'm sorry, but I had to do that. I don't know why you're laughing after I clearly just slapped you. In this audio podcast, where it sounds like I did. Because I did.
Here's some good news about the series as a whole. We only gave out one Voltorb each. And it was to the same episode.
Yeah.
So there's some good news. In fact, we didn't even give out that many, even percentage-wise compared to the first season, 1.5 Voltorb scores.
But how many 3s or above did we give it?
So here's the good news, Nick. We didn't give out that many 1.5 and 1 Voltorb scores.
Okay.
I think when I looked at it the other day, we gave out literally the same number of 3 and 3.5s as we did 1 and 1.5s. Granted, I haven't updated that since we just talked over these episodes, but everything else we gave between 2 and 2.5 Voltorbs too.
That is depressing.
That is so
and
depressing.
That is worse.
I know.
Because I would rather have shit fucking episodes so that way I can actually have something to talk about.
I know.
Then we fucking like paraphrased it perfect or phrased it perfectly. Tracy is the personification of the Orange Islands. He is a dull imbecile who brings nothing to the table, and we're better off forgetting all about it. But we can't because it's part of Ash's journey, and it made an impact as terrible and as pointless and as stupid as it was. Wow, I'm really cynical.
These were... The reason why it sucks so much is because the Orange Islands, with few exceptions, with maybe just the exceptions being like our 8 episodes that we gave halfway decent scores to, all these episodes had very few, if any, ideas at all. Take the Wacky Water as a perfect example. That episode was super bland and forgettable. Magikarp are gonna spawn. That's the entire episode. The only thing that made that episode even remotely interesting was the character of the day, who was based off frickin' Groucho Marx
Duck
character.
Soup Man.
Yeah. That was the only part of that episode that was remotely interesting. And that's how the entire season went.
Imagine if Groucho Marx and Poncho were the same person.
That would make sense. It's just that, like, none of these episodes really... They didn't take chances. They didn't have good ideas. There weren't that many Pokemon battles at all.
There were 2 cowboys.
You just realized that?
I didn't just realize that. It was the first thought I had after seeing Poncho. I was like, oh, another cowboy.
Yeah.
But why were there 2 cowboys in this very sparsely densely populated island?
How come so few people in these islands have Pokemon that they use?
What?
Every now and then there's a good, like, world building episode, but other than that, it's just...
Why are there prophecies about islands that no one lives on?
Right? Maybe that's why no one would expect it. Because there's no one there to expect it. We had a whole episode where Lorelai just tells us for 20 minutes about what it's like to train Pokemon.
And then we were lied to the next episode.
I know! After coming off a great defeat of Lorelai, Ash... No, he didn't. He lost.
Bruce, you're wrong!
How do you miss that? How did the writers miss that? Like, you wrote the previous episode.
God.
Jesus. Yeah.
Maybe they meant emotional victory.
Maybe. They didn't say that, though. You can't just say something happened if they didn't say it happened.
You can't just say something happened if it didn't happen.
Yeah, if they don't...
I mean, Donald Trump's their president.
Alright, do you have any hopes and aspirations for the next season, for the Johto season?
I stopped watching Pokemon in Johto.
Wow. Okay, that's. I never made it to JoJo. I stopped. I mean, I didn't watch it habitually, even in the first season. There are a few episodes here and there that I had seen, but I never sat down and was like, it's 4:00. I gotta go see Pokemon.
No, see, here's...
I'm sure there are plenty of kids who were like that, but
I watched it habitually.
yeah,
I watched it habitually. And then
I can't.
they had done a trend that I was just fucking sick of, and then I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm stopping watching this. And then I would tune in every once in a while, but I stopped watching it habitually after that episode.
I'm very excited for us to get to that episode.
Oh,
I am so excited for us to get to that episode.
I hope it's better than I remember it, but when has that ever happened?
Even if it's not, like, it says something that's the episode that made you stop watching the show.
Yeah. If I'm thinking about it, it's kind of a nitpicky reason, but
I don't know. It's not that nitpicky though. I know that like the show's not gonna be exactly like the games. Like it can't happen. The style is different. The way they battle is different. So of course not everything is gonna be like the games. Even if we like nitpick on this show, we understand that like it's not everything is gonna be exactly like the games. But bring something good to the table instead.
And that is what you just said. The episodes can't encapsulate the games. That is what gives me hope, because now I think with that perspective, I will appreciate that episode more.
I hope so.
Because it was because of a bullshit mechanic that the anime brings. That I'm like, fuck off, stop.
Yeah.
I am excited for Brock because, as you now know, Brock is the best side character that they could have. This is in 3 seasons.
JoJo is over 3 seasons long.
It's 3 seasons. I don't think any of the seasons are as long as the Kanto season was.
Mm-hmm. But they're longer than the Orange Islands were.
Oh, by much more. And I think if you add them all up, they are much longer than Kanto.
But as long as like the episodes are good and stuff's happening. Man, we just went through the Orange Islands, so it's hard for me to be optimistic about this.
Do you think the episodes will be good?
I hope so. I hope so. I hope that things happen.
I mean,
all I want is things to happen.
We will have the 8 gym leaders back again, so that'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
that's like a follow-through that we can follow. That's more than 4
Orange Crew.
Yeah, who most of them don't even have an actual battle as their gym.
No, only like 2 of them did.
2 of them had a race.
And 2 of them had a race. And all of them were discriminating or just fucking senile. I'm pretty sure they deal with Falconer pretty quickly though in JoJo. Like he's in within the first 10 episodes, I'm pretty sure.
So how'd you feel about Orange Islands compared to Kanto, the first season?
Well, this is kind of what we talked about at the very beginning. Kanto had so many 1.5 stars, one full torps and 1.5s, but we like have something to compare to now for like what a bad quality episode is. Mm-hmm. It had variety. We also gave it a lot of 4 and 3 and above.
Yeah, we did.
Torps.
We did.
As a whole, I prefer Kanto.
Yeah.
It should have been much, much, much shorter.
Yes, I completely agree.
But I prefer Kanto way more over.
There's just
Orange
always
Islands.
something else. There's always something more to talk about with the Kanto episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Even the really bad ones.
Even the really bad ones that don't need to exist.
Yeah. Even the more forgettable episodes of the Kanto series, like if you were to start naming them, I could tell you stuff specifically that happened in them. I don't know that I could do that with some of these episodes in this series. Like
it wasn't until you mentioned the It wasn't until you mentioned Groucho Marx that I recognized the name, the Wacky Watcher. I was like,
yeah,
which one's Wacky Watcher?
Exactly.
Oh shit, it's that one.
Exactly. I had to re-edit this latest one with the Pokemon Water War like 4 times, and the Pokemon Food Fight, and I kept coming across every time I came to those names, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck was that episode about? What the fuck was Pokemon Food Fight? I don't remember them throwing any. What the fuck was that about?
Food Fight was the Snorlax one.
See? The Pokemon Water War. What the fuck was Water War? I don't...
Is that the Lapras one?
No!
What's the water?
Exactly! It's the one with Squirtle and Wartortle, and like they shoot water at a building to make the fire go away. Like Shell Shock. I don't even know the fuck that one was, honestly. Oh, that was the one with the Kabuto. That was it. That was the Kabuto
Yeah, that one I could have told you.
Yeah.
The other thing with Kanto versus Orange Island, like, yes, they were in the woods a lot, but they were also in like a bunch of other different areas.
Yeah.
Orange Islands only had islands, and for whatever reason, desert.
Yes.
Those were like the only
environment
locations,
that they,
environments.
Yeah.
Like
there were cities every now and then, but they never did anything in the cities.
They blended
barely,
together.
Yeah.
For some reason, they went to an island like 5 times.
Yeah. Exactly. It's honestly, it's a terrible, terrible season, and it's not even like because.
It's not because
individual
it's bad,
episodes,
it's dull.
Yeah, individual episodes weren't as bad as some of the episodes in Kanto.
If Kanto is The Room, Orange Islands is Nicolas Cage's Witch Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
They're both bad movies, but one of them is way better than the other.
Yes. Something that's terrible, but will make you laugh at its dumbness and is memorable for its stupidity. It might be a worse thing than something that's just dull and forgettable, but I would rather be stupid and memorable than dull and forgettable.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. That alarm's getting loud. That siren's getting loud.
I guess that means it's time for us to wrap up.
Probably. The police are after me. I killed the voice actor of Tracy, actually.
That would make a lot of sense.
I think they just found out, so...
Well, I'll let you go into hiding, Nick.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Listeners, if you have any safe space, please let me know. Otherwise, see you the next time an episode is uploaded.
Next time we're going to be doing our 5 best and 5 worst of the Orange Islands, just to get that out of the way, and then we'll do Johto after that.
Yeah.
So, see you.